welcome back to the channel. Thanks a lot for tuning in, really appreciate it. Shout out to all the subscribers, welcome along anyone new, gratitude to all. Wow, what can I say? This is probably one of the best fights in recent years, for sure. Definitely one of the best fights, if not the best fight to be made in boxing. It is an absolutely sensational matchup of epic proportions between Artur Beterbiev and Dmitry Bivol, undisputed light heavyweight title, basically. Bivol with 1 belt, Beterbiev with 3 fights in rehab. This is an absolutely mouth-watering clash, and in this video I'm going to break down all the technicalities of both fighters, from what punches will suit them, what style, what strategy, psychology, and basically how on earth Dmitry Bivol is going to survive the spider's web, as I like to call it. Artur Beterbiev, who hasn't not knocked anybody out, and Bivol has pretty much dominated everybody in sensational fashion. It's just truly an absolutely remarkable fight. This is going to be a pretty long video, so you might want to grab a cup of tea or something. Let's go.
He finished the fighter, and he's ready to go.
Boxing.
Alright, first of all, I just want to say thanks to all the subscribers. We're up to 5,000 now. I meant to make a separate video about this a couple of weeks ago, or talk about it. I just forgot. I've had a lot going on. I've been moving, and there's been, it's been very busy. I'm going away in about 2 hours, so I've got to catch a flight. So I'll be doing this editing on, when I get to where I'm going. But I've also got a brand new channel. It's teaching boxing. I'll talk more about that later. But for now, let's start with the tail of the tape, because these two dudes are quite evenly matched, except for obviously the age, where Bivol has a 6-year age advantage. The reach and the height is quite similar, but then obviously the one that stands out, that we all are quite aware of, is Beterbiev's punching power, physicality, and 100% KO ratio. Bivol obviously has been, decisioning a lot of fighters. Maybe his last 2 fights, he obviously got the stoppage, but the level of competition wasn't quite there. But he came into the HBO and was knocking a lot of guys out, and people referred to him as a power puncher, which I still, he's definitely not a power puncher, but he's got enough honest snap in his punches. The volume of them and the sheer speed of them is what kind of keeps guys honest.
Bivol, he does have enough power to stun you.
Good body shot there by Bivol, and he tries with a hook.
But he's so busy, he hits you with 5-6 punches that are stunning you. So you get stunned, and then you get stunned again, where it makes you you start hesitating on what you're going to throw, because the more busy you get, the more he starts hitting you.
The biggest factor in this fight for me, well, there's so many actually, but one of the bigger factors is, getting Beterbiev's respect is virtually impossible, right? Callum Johnson did it with that tremendous left hook.
Goes down. Oh, stunner.
Watch Johnson jump on him now. He's in trouble.
I mean, that was a great punch. That was a great punch, and he showed, no fear whatsoever, and, that's one way of doing it. And in fact, for the Joe Smith fight too, pre-fight, I was like, Joe Smith's got to go in there and bully the bully. You have to, put it on him a little bit. But obviously Joe Smith is way too methodical, and, he got counter-punched, and that's another thing in Beterbiev's arsenal, is he can counter-punch, and you give him one opportunity and he will end the fight. Callum Smith just recently, came in falling in on the jab. Beterbiev, we didn't really fall in. It was actually not a bad jab.
Oh, set him up, balance, set him up.
Beterbiev just slipped to the side, bang. That started all the issues. And then when Beterbiev gets you up close, fight is done. This is a major key to victory for him, and a key to victory for Bivol is to not stay on the ropes 100% of the time. Every time I've said this, the yard fight, you know, Beterbiev gets him on the ropes and damage is done. So much damage gets done.
Yard's hurt. Beterbiev turned it round. Anthony Yard needs the bell. What a round this has been. Beterbiev pouring it on.
When Beterbiev is up close mauling you, he doesn't let you breathe either, because he's a wrestler and he knows how to grapple. In fact, those crazy press-ups he does strengthens his hands. I mean, you know, he's got some of the biggest hands. You know, but Timothy Bradley was even just like, when people meet him.
Bro, I shook his hand was heavy, his hand was this damn big. I was like, golly. He shook my hand, I said, man, hey, look, Makeda, look at his hands, dude. Can you imagine getting hit with that fist?
And they meet him in person or sparring. I'll get onto that in a minute. But when, like, the sheer size of this guy, he's like a, you know, he's like a bear. You know, I was watching Artur Beterbiev, I think his name is. I probably butchered that, but you know, he's a Russian heavyweight, and he was wrestling a bear. I'll show you the footage, but I mean, I can only imagine that's what it's like fighting Beterbiev, because he just gets you up close. He's so physically strong, and as I said, his training methods are actually make your hands bigger and obviously stronger. I know that because I've been trying to do it myself, and I've been doing it for about a year, and the effects are quite dramatic. I mean, imagine Beterbiev, he's been doing it for 25 years or whatever, from the amateurs. He can box, counterpunch, maul you, grapple you. You know, he was throwing Vosdik around like a rag doll.
Here we see the body work from Beterbiev right there, and the work back to the head with the left hook. He's just mauling Vosdik. He missed the right there, but just even the elbows, even the physical strength of pushing him back, you better believe that that's starting to wear down Vosdik.
And in fact, that fight is actually a pretty good blueprint for the Bivol fight, because Vosdik, obviously Eastern European, he has that similar style, just a lot slower. He's, you know, Bivol, I think, is a better version of Vosdik, but, you know, he has different nuances to his game. But Vosdik was having a lot of success, and, you know, some thought he was winning that fight prior. But the difference, the thing is Vosdik was really terrified of Beterbiev. You know, his body language, Andre Ward spoke about it at the beginning of the fight.
I don't think Beterbiev has much respect from Vosdik. I think he's got that big brother, little brother syndrome.
And, you know, Vosdik had his moments, and sneaking in with the jab, he was able to reel off combinations.
Beterbiev is willing to throw some most curling and looping right hands. Combination, that time from Vosdik.
That 1-2-1, that's a very Eastern European thing. Bivol is excellent at that. That's going to be a massive part of his game.
Emulate Roy Jones Jr. in his basement. Oh, Bivol!
1, 2, 3, 4.
Bivol combinations too, but the 1-2-1s.
There's a left hook that came up a little short. Bivol doesn't like to throw away punches.
But one thing, if Bivol ends up languishing on the ropes for even 1 second, that's just time where Beterbiev can get you, maul you, and it just takes one shot. It literally just takes one shot for him to turn a fight around against that German guy. I forget his name. Anyway, he was like kind of in an exchange. You know, don't exchange with Beterbiev. That's another thing. This is the thing. Bivol's got to fight a perfect fight. It's got to be perfect. You can't do what Callum Smith did and make a mistake with the jab, still counter. You can't do what the German guy did.
Was kann er dann deines offensiv entgegensetzen? Oh, da ist er getroffen! Da ist die Wirkung da!
Where he tried to kind of half exchange. He led with the right hand. I think Beterbiev just kind of arm punched him like that with one shot, and he dropped him. And then I think the fight was over after that. Yeah, the guy was tired before that, but it just shows you how devastating his power is. Now, I'm trying to work on a short video, right, like a kind of a mystery, creepy sparring story video for Beterbiev, because when you listen to the people talk about the stories, professional fighters that are talking about, wow, I've never seen anything like it.
I spar with him, so I know what it is. I mean, supernatural, unnatural strength. I mean, it's crazy. If I spar with him, trust me, I know.
I heard about dudes that been in there with him. I heard stories that I never heard about damn near nobody except for prime Mike Tyson.
Like I've never been hit that hard since I've been born.
I've never heard anything like it. You know, he's like Bigfoot in like he's like not a human being, man. There's some of the stuff and the power and the strength, the stories that these people have from damn, I'm forgetting people's names. Lionel something. He's done legendary videos on Fight Hype. Damn it. I really enjoy watching his takes. He sparred Beterbiev and he was like, there's no way Bivol's winning that fight. There's so many people that have sparred Beterbiev, from Dan Aziz to Mickey Bay hasn't sparred him, but he saw and he's heard. And Joe Smith talked about the power. He's like, I didn't even remember getting dropped. It was like, I'll try and pull up all the clips of these because they are fascinating. And there was another guy, there was a South African guy that said that when Beterbiev spars you, right, he doesn't acknowledge his sparring partners or even say hello, and he's just like very dark and gets himself in that zone and then just demolish them. And his sparring partners are, John Scully, trainer of Beterbiev, one of the trainers. I know Mark Ramsey's is a lead trainer, very good trainer as well, good tactician, will come in with a superb game plan for Bivol. We'll get onto Bivol in a minute because he's got, his set of attributes that are suited to do very well against Bivol. He's just got to fight a perfect fight. But John Scully was saying the trainer, some of the sparring matchups were like counting the days for when it's over, or just being sick and just like, it's just brutal, some of the stories. And that's what happens when you put yourself in there with the strongest man in boxing. And his power, let me just talk about his power, because his power is something that I've really studied and I find it absolutely fascinating. And you have all types of different power. You do have the physical explosive Deontay Wilder power, Tommy Hearns, they're all lanky but speed, leverage, whipping, explosive power. Beterbiev's isn't that. It's just something else. It's the physical power, the strength, pretty just chopping technique, and all the weights that he does, the physicality. You look at somebody like Terence Crawford, different type of power, but he gets a lot of his power from leverage and speed, but he obviously has got physicality from bench pressing and just natural God-given power, bone density, technique. And Beterbiev has got all of that in one, and something supernatural too, because there's something going on there that even I can't. Mystery. His power's a mystery, but I've looked at it. I'm like, what the hell? He'll just do that, and guys will just move like 2 feet around the ring, and he's just doing that with his arm. It is incredible. So Bivol, look, at any given moment, if he makes a mistake, the fight could be done. When I say could be, it starts the downfall where you're all out of sorts, and the next thing you know, he's on top of you, and the ref's jumping in because you can't defend yourself, because when you get hurt, you go into a little stationary, you can't think, so you're not moving your feet like you should, get away from him, you're just kind of staying there. And when you stay there, and his speciality is to tear apart a high guard being this. There's a lot of holes in it, right? It's a very safe, good, economical way to defend yourself. But when you're just stationary like that, holes are here, holes are here, holes are here, and Beterbiev just come around like that. He'll chop shots like that. He'll chop shots like that. He'll shoot uppercuts in the middle, bam, bam. He'll peel it back, right? A peel where he'll grab the glove, peel it down, hit it with peel it with this, do that. He's so strong that, you can't match him with the strength, so he's just going to bring your hands down. And then when you try to grapple him, he'll just fight you off and beat you again because he's so strong. He's got a wrestling background, and he's grappled. He knows how to fight in the clinches. So, yeah, spider's web. Your starting place is a spider's web against a poisonous spider, and you are, a bit of, I'm not going to diminish Bivol. He's a fantastic fighter, and I'm actually favouring him slightly, but there are some, caveats to that, because, Bivol's not just a regular insect in his web. He's a highly skilled, pure boxer who comes with speed athleticism, timing. I mean, his foot speed and hand speed, his foot speed, and I'm still working on this documentary and I'm doing my best to get it out. It is such a beast of a project, but part of that is focusing on the drills that he does in camp and how he's conditioned himself to be defensively responsible, and how he comes out hooking and he counter punches whilst going backwards, and he will jab like that, but he's bang like that on the bag where he jabs, bam, bam, and he's already coming out, so he's conditioned himself to do that. Over, you know, on the heavy bag since a young kid. A very Eastern European thing, actually, the Soviet style. Defensively responsible, straight punches like that, tactical movement around the ring, using your brain, and just basically just that in and out pendulum step as well, sharp, crisp shots. Bivol, tremendous counter puncher. He's got a really beautiful ability to come over the jab like that.
And you see Sullivan come after him, like right there. Then he comes back and attacks with counter punches.
So the jab situation between him and Beterbiev's jab is like, it's like a shotgun going off. Bivol's jab, best jab in the game.
Smartly. Flashing out a jab, Bivol. And backing Bivol up. Good jab again by Bivol.
So varied, and he's so fast with it, so accurate with it.
A bit more. I said the same about Liam.
In range, he will get caught over the right of it.
A little bit slow and a little bit low. It's a jab to the head.
Uses it in such, you know, different ways. Stabs to the stomach, little probing jabs, hard jabs. His 1-2 is probably the best 1-2 in the game. Bam, bam. He's got to fight a perfect fight, but I think he can. I do. And, you know, the complication of this fight, if they both fighters are going to do all the things they can do, and I'm probably gonna miss the thing or two. I've been watching so much film, I've been trying to write some stuff down, and I'm probably gonna miss one or two things. I'd love to hear from you guys. You know, fill me in the comments how you feel about this fight and where it can be won and lost from both fighters, because let's be honest, this is an amazing fight. Oh my god, what a fight. I cannot wait for this fight. You know, I'm coming back on the 10th, and one of the places where I work at, he was like, we got a gig for you on the 12th. And as soon as he said that, my heart sank, because I know when you go away for 10 days, you probably need to work when you get back. So I was like, and I was like, all right, no problem. But then I realized the fight's in Saudi, so I'm gonna be able to watch it live. I might go live, maybe. Yeah, let me know if you're interested in that, and I'll see if I can do a live stream. But I need to find out the times and make sure I'm not, you know, late for work. But no, I can't wait for this fight. I still haven't finished on the actual particulars of this, because there's so much more. You know, Beterbiev, here's another thing. Beterbiev likes to get his entry points right, where he'll do a little level change and he'll just kind of make an inch. Callum Smith couldn't see him do that. And he'll level change and step in, right? And that's the little entry point, and then he starts to attack. And Bivol, you know, cannot afford to not see that. And he's been guilty in the past of not seeing that against fighters. Well, they'll level change and just come in, and then once he's in, he'll do damage. And against Vozdek, even in the second or third round, you know, he up close. Even when he's just doing roughing you up a little bit, that's his game. It takes, your energy bar is going to go a little bit further down than his, and that's what he wants. Another thing Beterbiev does, which I think this could be a quite controversial statement, because I'd love to hear from you guys what you think about this, because when Beterbiev takes breaks, and he definitely does, he's 39 years old, right? He's going to be 40 soon, and he can't fight like the way he fought against maybe even Vosdek. He came out pretty quickly in that, and he can't keep that pace up. Well, I say can't. It's like he's more intelligent now, so he bides his time. He does take a few breaks here. He took a couple breaks against Anthony Yard. Some people were speculating that he was hurt. Maybe he was. I think he's just a bit smarter, and he just knows that he's got you in that ring, and he knows he's got you for so much more time to do damage. So he's not so worried about it. But when those breaks do occur, he'll take a backward step and he'll go around the ring and he'll start backing up and stuff. That's when I think, to be honest with you, if you really want to take risks and you really want to win this fight, and things are quite even, I think Bivol could step on the gas in those moments. Make him fight when he doesn't want to fight. That sounds a bit suicidal when you're talking about attacking Beterbiev, but if you do it the way that Bivol does it, you know, come in, flash that jab, come back out. When Bivol hooks, right, he'll come in like that, he'll back out with a hook. And that is a safety net, right? And I'll show you a clip against Joe Smith.
There's a left hook that came up a little short. Bivol he doesn't like to throw away punches. He likes to land them cleanly and crispy.
This is he does it in every single fight. He does it on the bag as well. And that's what, you know, I've noticed where his training methods, bam, bam, bam. And that's a Soviet thing to do, to come out with the hook. Just force the action. He'll come out with the hook like that. And if it's safe, he'll come back in with that, bam, 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 bam. And it's just like a joy to watch. So if Beterbiev starts taking these breaks, step on the gas. Make him fight a little bit, but do it safely, you know? Don't overcommit and don't sell out and don't go crazy. Watch out for the counters, because it could end at any moment. Do you know what I mean? Absolutely fascinating fight. Bivol, look, his jab, the jab in this fight, his movement is going to be massive. You cannot stand still against this guy. You know, he's going to have to fight the fight of his life. And to be honest, Beterbiev will probably have to do the same thing for each guy to get the victory. You know, he's going to have to fight the fight of his life, Dmitry Bivol. Now, some weird stuff has come out. Obviously, his ex-wife, I think it is shaming him on social media, accusing him of all sorts of stuff that, you know, obviously I don't know what's going on, but it's really sad. And you know, she talked about his injuries openly to well, I think it was on Beterbiev's platform. I don't know if you guys saw that. It's not good for him to be having this lingering around pre-fight. So I'm shooting this now. What is it, the 30th? I want to see his mental. I'm not for 1 second am I thinking these guys aren't going to be 100% prepared and ready to go. But like, I usually on fights, I don't usually make a prediction until right or fight week. Particularly, really, to be honest, the day of the weigh-in is usually a better time. No, you can't always see something, but sometimes you can. I'm not expecting to see anything with these guys, but if I do change my mind on my prediction, I'll leave it in my community tab. But for me, I think Dmitry Bivol is going to fight the fight of his life, do what he can with his speedy combinations, in and out. I think he's going to be safe enough to keep off the ropes and away from Beterbiev. I think he's going to, this is another thing, I think he's going to have to come through some serious shit. I'm not going to swear because YouTube, you know, do what they do. But now, another thing that I've seen Bivol go through some hard times where against Sullivan Barrera, he had, I forget what that thing's called, a hematoma, I think it is, where you're swelling on your head. You know, I don't know if it was from a headbutt or a punch, but it was I can't imagine, it was a massive thing on his head.
What caused the headbutt? The heads collided right there as both guys were coming up to throw a left hook.
We have to get our amateur. Oh, down goes Barrera, and you can see Bivol thinking to himself, I still have a shot at a knockout.
And he was stoic, and he weathered through the pain. He actually ended up knocking out Barrera, but you wouldn't even know that was on his head. And that's a serious injury to have fighting a good fighter. And, you know, I've seen Bivol, he's a stoic dude. He's more fierce in here than I think he lets on. You know, I really believe that. And I think he's going to have to bring that out, because you can't You can't not. Beterbiev is going to get to you at some point. It's just how much of a storm can you weather? How much in shape are you? Obviously, these guys have to be in the best shape of their lives. Bivol has to have had the best camp of his life in terms of taking himself to a dark place that you're not going to want to go back to. I'm talking Tyson Fury, Wilder 2, that kind of energy where you look at someone and you think, wow, this person ain't losing. And, you know, Terence Crawford against Errol Spence, you look at his eyes, look at his face. He talked about how he killed himself in camp. And I could see that before he said that. I was like, he's done a hell of a camp. And, you know, that's what Bivol's got to do. He's not, you know, probably going to like it. It's got to be that much fun. But that's what you got to do. You got to do that because that mentally gets you prepared and physically. You know, Andre Ward's talking about taking a punch mentally. You got to tell yourself, this guy is not going to hurt me. But, you know, it's a tough ask, obviously. It's brutal. It's a brutal fight. And, you know, I expect both guys to come out of the ring with massive respect for each other. And I expect Dmitry Bivol to win a very close fight, maybe a split decision on points. At the same time, obviously, I can totally see Artur Beterbiev getting, you know, a stoppage by just counter-punching him sharply out of nowhere and turning the fight around and ending it like he did in many of his fights. It just takes one half punch from Beterbiev to land anywhere. Body shots. He hits Callum Smith with a vicious body shot and it just kind of backed him up a little bit, and, you know, he concealed it well, but it just like body shots too. The more body shots that come in for Bivol, the more he's going to slow him down, and his foot speed and his footwork is crucial. But Bivol, with those speedy combinations, his jab, Bivol's lead hand as well. But his lead hand is excellent. But a lot of times he'll do it, he's not going to be afforded the luxury to use his lead hand so casually. I say casually, that's not true, but he'll use it to probe and kind of, you know, like try to befuddle and, you know, blind his opponents a little bit. But a lot of that is going to be a bit too close for comfort with Beterbiev. You know, I don't think he should be using his lead hand so much. When he was doing it against a lot of other fighters, I'll show you clips, they're allowing him to do it, and he's just using it to, you know, just frustrate, create opportunities, you know, and blind his opponent, feint. You know, he just uses his jab and lead hand in such masterful fashion. I don't think the lead hand is too wise when you're standing right in front of Beterbiev or just outside of range, because Beterbiev can do those level changes, as I said, and he'll make sneaky little moves to get to you, and you don't want to be there. You just don't. That's one step too far. Keep on the outside, jab, box, move, counter, do what you can, all fight for every second of every minute of every round. And by the end of the round, maybe he can make it out and win a split decision. But at the same time, totally see Beterbiev getting to Bivol with a sneaky shot from out of the blue, turning the fight around. Well, I say sneaky shot, I say out of the blues. It's still part of what he's trying to do. But let me know your thoughts and let me know your prediction and how you feel about this fight. And if I've missed anything, which I'm sure I have, I'd love to hear from you. Yeah, man. I've been wanting to make this video for so long. I was so devastated when the fight got cancelled, or not cancelled, postponed. But we're here now, almost, you know, a couple of weeks away. Let me talk about a couple of things I've got going on. I'll talk about my channel. It's a boxing tutorial channel for beginners mainly. I do cover some higher up stuff as well, but typically it's for beginners.
So 1-2, very simple, but there's some technical things you need to know in terms of when you bring the right hand through. Make sure that your jab, bam, bam, is almost 2/3 of the way back before you start that. Keep them straight, turn the back foot, bam, bam.
And if you are trying to learn boxing, come on over. I'll leave a little link or a little piece at the end, I do some gym sessions where I'm in there with beginners. We're teaching, you know, jabs and, you know, just some more higher end stuff as well. It's just me naturally teaching organically in the gym, showing some guys some stuff. I'll do breakdowns of certain individual punches as well, and whatever, you know, if anyone comes along and jumps in the comments and wants me to cover anything, I'll be glad to. And I really want to, you know, I'm really like excited about that channel. I've got an ebook coming out, shout out to my brother, where we go through all the philosophy of the channel, the ethos of, you know, boxing on the edge, the each punch, you know, breakdown from, I mean, it's just so detailed. My brother really did an amazing job with that. Obviously I helped him, and we helped each other with it, but you know, that's part of the channel. It's going to be I'm really excited about it. I'd love you, if you want to learn boxing, come on over there. I can really help you get the best version of yourself. Be your best. That's my slogan. Anyway, be your best. Ironically, these guys have got to be their best on October 12th, and you know, we're in for a tremendous fight. So that's it from me. I'm gonna get out of it, man. I've got a flight to catch. I'm gonna chill with my mum for about 10 days. Me and the missus are gonna go and probably, yeah, take it easy out there. Be nice. All right, well, be well. Thanks again.
Block. So you're right here, right? You don't have to go too far. If your base is good, your concentration's good, I can catch everything here, twist in the body, catch, parry, beautiful. So your concentration's good. So that's a big part of it, obviously anticipating the shot, catching it, keeping your base good, so you're there to either counter or not get moved around, so you don't lose your shape and you're more, you know, easily attackable. Block the body shots, guide it in, keep your hands on your chin. Perfect. Good. Yeah. 1-2. 1-2 hook. Oh, my bad. 1-2 hook roll. Your shoulder really starts here and ends there, right? Boom, boom, boom.